federal agent.
Get on the ground!
Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
You guys still got the wrong guys. You guys are fucking stupid.
That's not you.
You guys are racial profile thinking I'm somebody.
FBI agents are pretty much the big shots in law enforcement, right? Even more powerful than your local police. But what happens when even these big shot FBI agents screw up and find themselves on the other end of a cop's handcuffs? Let's find out. Kicking off the lineup with James Burke. Agent Burke is dispatched on this top-secret mission to snatch an illegally acquired gun from a home. He knocks, right? But get this, the door slams right in his mug. The residents even rang up the local police. Now, despite Burke flashing his badge number to prove he's legit, the cops still treat him like some sort of burglar.
You got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left.
And we're gonna put...
Here's where it gets wild. Burke doesn't hit the ground when told. He's probably thinking, I'm the feds, man. Local cops can't order me around. But hold on a sec. Imagine if everyone started saying they were federal agents to dodge the cops. Burke might not view himself as the bad guy here, but he was certainly not making it easy for everyone to figure out what's going down. Instead, the tension keeps ramping up. Just when you think it can't get crazier, a second cop shows up, and Burke finally gets the memo. He lays flat on the ground. In a video that's all kinds of unsettling, Burke keeps shouting, I'm an ATF agent, guys. Just check my ID. They do eventually, but guess what? They still cuff him and stick him in their patrol car. Now, here comes the drama. Burke's practically begging them to consider his health issues as they shove him into the back seat. They hold him there for over an hour. Yep, you heard it, an hour, before letting him go without any charges. So, what's a guy to do? Burke goes full-on legal eagle and sues the Columbus Police Department for going overboard and arresting him without cause. After all this, he's been sidelined from field duty. Now he's desk-bound, juggling paperwork and nursing both physical and mental wounds. Talk about rearranging the office landscape, am I right? Latest scoop. The court battle's still going on as of the upload of this video. Come up next, Mac Proctor. When it comes to Mac Proctor, it's a whole different ballgame. Rumor has it the guy's some sort of undercover agent, like James Bond, but without the fancy gadgets. He's super savvy with the law, and he's about to give us all a masterclass on how sketchy some cops can be. Mac was just chilling in a private parking lot, counting the minutes until his takeout was ready. He's on the clock as a delivery driver, after all. Out of nowhere, a cop rolls up. Mac's car isn't in a VIP parking-only spot or anything, and he's not blocking traffic. He literally just parked to grab his food real quick. Then, when he got back to his car, a cop told him that your parking was all wrong. Mac does have the right to remain quiet when the police officer asks him questions that have nothing to do with the case. He never got angry or said anything rude, but the cop asks him why he's so ticked off, as if keeping your mouth shut equals being mad. A lot of folks think cops are so used to running the show that they're not used to people knowing their rights. It seems like this cop was no different. Mac basically says, let's move this along, shall we? In a totally non-confrontational way. Mind you, the cop's all thrown off. He takes it like Mac's stepping up to challenge him in a duel or something. Now, Mac gets to roll out without any more drama, but it leaves you scratching your head, right? Like, why even hassle the guy in the first place? If Mac's car was really messing up the traffic flow, Mr. Officer could have just told him to move and called it a day. But nope, he decides to make a whole scene out of it. He keeps Mac right where he's supposedly causing the problem. And wait for it, plot twist. It turns out Mac's not even a federal agent or anything. He's just a regular person who knows his stuff when it comes to the law. Next, we have Agent Hatton. It's December 20th, 2019, and Rolf Gordon, a cop in Tallahassee, gets a call from someone claiming to be Special Agent Hatton from the FBI. The agent wants to meet in a parking lot to discuss some mysterious goings-on in Carabel. Sketchy, right? Gordon's spidey senses are tingling, and it only gets weirder when Hatton tells him to turn off his body cam. So, what does Gordon do? He dials up his boss ASAP to let him know what's going down. And here's where it gets even crazier. Hatton won't spill the beans on where he got Gordon's phone number, and his reasons for borrowing the car are shaky at best. So Gordon tosses him in the clink. Now Hatton's scrambling, radioing someone, no idea who, to let them know he's in a tight spot. When there's radio silence on the other end, Gordon presses him. Finally, Hatton starts relaying reports over his radio. Okay, maybe he is an FBI agent, Just when you think the dust is settling, in comes the cavalry. Gordon's team arrives, and lo and behold, Hatton's name is on some terrorist watch list. They slap cuffs on him faster than you can say national security. Flash forward a bit, and Hatton's in the back seat of a police car, sweating bullets and hollering about how hot it is. Now, Gordon's outside chit-chatting with his buddies, recounting this wild tale. Out of nowhere, they hear Hatton yelling from the car about how it's hotter. Gordon later finds out that Hatton is actually an FBI agent. Awkward, right? They huddle up, debating what the heck just happened. By the time Hatton is released, the guy is practically begging for an ambulance, convinced the heat in the car has been cranked up. Paramedics arrive, and Gordon spills the whole bonkers story to them. Hatton's whisked away, and now Gordon's left scratching his head, wondering how he mistook an FBI agent for a criminal. If you're finding this story as mind-blowing as I do, hit that subscribe button for more real-life tales that you just can't make up. Now let's dive back into the story. Mendal is our next guy. It's June 2019, and there's this dude just chilling and having a smoke outside a bar in Rochester, Minnesota. Out of nowhere, some cops from the Rochester Police Department roll up. They're convinced Mendal is the guy they're hunting for, but he's like, "Nah, you got the wrong guy. Now buzz off." The police aren't having it, though. One of them is like, "You seem suspicious, so we're going to have to hold you." Then the cop goes full drama, saying he's arresting the guy and ordering him to stand up. Mendal got super frustrated and kept saying, "You're making a mistake." But the cop, he's all right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Which is just the comfort food of reassurance you crave from law enforcement, am I right? Just when you think it can't get crazier, another cop jumps into the mix. He grabs the guy, trying to manhandle him up, while Mendal is still shouting, "I'm innocent. Why are you hassling me?" The cops don't even answer. They're all action, no talk, and slap cuffs on him. He is fuming at this point and basically demands, "Check my ID, will you?" The cops are so fixated on nabbing someone that they don't even bother until the very end. Man, if this were a cartoon, you could imagine their faces turning all shades of red and white when they finally realized their mistake. So finally, these cops dig into the guy's back pocket and pull out his ID. The man's fuming, and he's like, "Get your boss over here now." Sure enough, a sergeant strolls up a few seconds later. Our guy wastes no time. He's like, "I want all your IDs, pronto." The cop who'd been leading this whole fiasco suddenly goes all mute. Classic, right? The sergeant starts smoothing things over, acting as if it's just another Tuesday for them. Instead of owning their mess, these cops double down. They keep defending their actions like it's a hill they're willing to die on. And their logic? Well, no one's dead, so it's no biggie, as if that makes it all okay. And finally, we have Lieutenant Karen Nazario. December 5th, 2020, and Lieutenant Karen Nazario, a guy serving in the U.S. Army, is cruising in his shiny new Chevy Tahoe. Suddenly, he spots the Windsor police tailing him. Nazario does what any smart person would. He slows down and pulls into a well-lit gas station. But instead of a routine check, the cops come in hot, yelling and acting all sorts of intense. Nazario is like, "Whoa, what's the deal?" but keeps his cool. He flips on his camera just in case and sticks his hands out the window like they told him to. He's even wearing his military uniform, thinking maybe that'll chill them out a bit. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. The cops are still screaming at him to get out of the car. Nazario is kind of frozen, like, "Wouldn't you be?" and keeps asking what's up. Nazario is like a rock, hands outside and everything, still politely asking why he's being treated like a criminal. Meanwhile, Mr. I've lost all chill, and the cop decides pepper spray is the next logical step. Yeah, you heard me. Nazario can barely see, and they're still ordering him to unfasten his seatbelt. Somehow, Nazario manages to get out of the car, and what's his reward? A cop tries to kick him to the ground. Once they get the cuffs on him, the older cop, Joe Gutierrez, wants to know why Nazario didn't stop sooner. Seriously, dude? It turns out the whole drama was because they couldn't see his temporary license plate. Yeah, that flimsy thing you stick on your back window when you get a new car. Gutierrez acts like it's Nazario's fault for not getting out of the car. He was conveniently ignoring that they were the ones who escalated things by pulling guns. You'd think they'd apologize when they realized their mistake, right? Nope. Gutierrez throws a veiled threat at Nazario. He said, "Let's forget this happened, and you won't have any trouble." Fast forward 4 months, the video goes viral, and Gutierrez is out of a job. The police chief tried to explain, but the public was having none of it. Nazario files a $1 million lawsuit, and the jury ultimately awards him a not-so-whopping $4 grand. Wow, what a roller coaster, right? If this story got you amazed and you want to hear about more unbelievable moments where things went totally sideways, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you got thoughts on this wild situation, drop a comment below.